Junction Season 1, sponsored by Oxys Project. Hi, hello, namaste, and a very warm welcome to another episode of DD Startup Junction Season 1. And in association with Oxys Projects, well, I'm ready to present another set of startups to you with innovative ideas, and our jury members are all energetic to judge, evaluate, and give their feedback. Are we all ready? Fantastic. On that amazing note, we are starting this episode of Startup Junction. It's time to call our next startup to pitch, but before that, I would like to ask you to think about that scene or a picture of every mornings in the household. The milkman hasn't come. What do? I can't work without the morning cup of coffee. Well, can you go and buy some milk? No, I'm very tired. I'm sure we would have faced these days. And sometimes it so happens that we don't know, we haven't ordered, we haven't bought, there's no milk at home. To address this issue, we have the next startup, Tapway. It's just a tap away. That's their tagline. Please put your hands together to welcome our next startup.
Owning a milk business can be great, but you will have to maintain it by keeping a close track of customer subscriptions and deliveries, maintaining daily entries and keeping daily records, handling customer complaints, making bills manually at month end, and delivering it to customers without fail. Errors in bill generation causes confusion among customers and delays in the receipt of payments. Managing all this individually is a very tiring process, leaving you no time for friends and family. Finding a reliable and easy solution in the market is a bigger task. It mostly includes unaffordable upward pricing. Well, your problem is now solved. Introducing Tapway, which offers end-to-end solutions to milk delivery retailers. Facilitate your customers to notify you whenever they are out for a vacation and restart deliveries when they are back home. Tapway app also helps in automatic bill generations. With its inbuilt automatic payment reminders, forget the worry of delayed payment and get paid faster. It will also notify you every time delivery boys collect cash from customers. Maintain a precise data record of your customers' requests, deliveries, and behavior. The delivery boys can make entry of daily deliveries, manage customers, track orders, and help you collect payment faster, and also maintain records with no errors. Tapway helps your team to become more efficient so that you earn better and spend valuable time with your family and friends. You can also sell other products and get additional support by reaching out to our team by call, email, or chat. Call us now and grow your business. Choose Tapway.
All the best. Go for your pitch. I'm definitely curious to hear.
All of us know that for the growth of a child, two factors are very important. One is mother and the other is mother's food. But there is one more person who is very much important for the growth of a child. That is the milkman and his milk delivery boy. Every morning he is coming here and delivering the milk to your doorstep. But when the day comes, when he comes to your place to get the bills and to get the payments, we often say to him, okay, tomorrow you please come tomorrow, or you just kal aana, aaj maine likha nahi hai, or I will give you tomorrow, something like that. So what happens is, because of this one particular customer behavior, the milk payment cycle is getting delayed. As a company, as a product, we are making a mobile application which is digitizing the whole business of milk delivery from an offline mode to an online system. So our product name is Tapway, and we are digitizing the subscription model, the deliveries, the payments, as well as the routing management of the delivery boys. So me, Ashish Patil, presenting to you Tapway. This is my co-founder. He will take over.
Myself, Sheikh Firoz Shah, and I'm the co-founder of a company called Tapway. Okay, first of all, let me go through the life cycle of a problems that every vendor goes through actually. So managing daily records is like very hectic job, and sometimes those guests, right, they take a surprise visits. Okay, and you also become a surprise visit to another home as well. Okay, so but particularly, how do the vendor get to know about this? So it doesn't happen like you call the delivery boy or the vendor and update him, because it happens in a quicker way, and even the vendor doesn't know what is going on actually. So what happens is that he doesn't know what is the update on how much delivery he needs to go on tomorrow actually. So what we have done is like we have provided a feature called where the customer can add or edit or pause the subscription for particular period of time, and the vendor gets to know, gets updated about this. And the main stuff which we are focusing is also on the problem where the vendors has to write down every write down every stuff in the book and actually. So right now we have done everything automation process, where the vendor need not to worry about the books and pens, and he doesn't need to write down everything actually. So everything has been in cloud storage, and it's like 100% data security from our side. Okay, and
so there is one more problem which is there, that is the reminder of payments to the customer. Every customer wants to pay the payment on time, but there is no system to remind him. Like we have a mobile, like if you are not able to pay the postpaid bill of a mobile, we get a we get a reminder from the mobile subscription. We have done the same thing, that in the application, once the bill is generated, the bill, the customer gets a notification every, once on the other day itself. So this helps for easy generation of payments. Other thing which we have automated is, in case if the delivery boy collects a cash from the customer, if there are like, I have 500 customers under me, and which delivery boy is collecting cash, I am not aware. So whenever delivery boy collects a cash, I get a notification that this particular delivery boy has collected cash from this particular customer. So whenever the delivery boy comes on the next day, I take the cash from him. So this is one thing which I have done. Other than this, one more thing which we have done is also to input the check payments and the online payment facility.
so after that, what is the current traction right now? So we have already implemented our MVP model in the current Play Store, and we have almost successfully tested with the 2 vendors. Right now, what we're doing is like we're building. We have taken some inputs from the vendors and all the customers. So what we've done is like we're working on web panel and iOS version, and we're totally improving with a lot of features actually. So right now we have onboarding. We have currently tie-ups with some other Gokul as well. So we're in talks with them to help their milk vendors come to the platform and digitize everything. So our ask is for 25 lakhs. Okay, for sure it's less amount, but the thing is like it will be helpful for us in order to go ahead. So where we're spending will be like improving tech, marketing and sales. That's it.
That was definitely a nice pitch, and let's see what our jury members have to say. Saravana.
First and foremost, I'm a very bad guy for evaluating your pitch. I'm trying to become vegan. So don't take my feedback too seriously. In the pitch, this is my feedback. It was really difficult to understand whose problem are you solving. Yeah. Is it the vendor's problem or the delivery team's problem, or I as a customer? Seems to be like little too very all over the place. So you may want to fix that. And as a consumer, my problem is not about this payments and all. I mean, usually it's not even my problem. Somebody is not getting money from me, it's actually a good thing, right? But my major problem is quality of milk. Quality not in terms of how much water is there in the milk, but these days it's about the antibiotics, the steroids and all those things that are coming along with the milk. So is that something you're focused on, the
Yes,
quality
sir.
of milk?
Yes, sir. So what we are going to do is, once we tie up with this major milk players who are supplying milk in the market, like Amul or Gokul, so they have their authorized distributors, and these authorized distributors have their authorized retailers also. So once we get them on board on the platform, the customer can see that this particular person is authorized by this particular distributor, and that is where we get the transparency of not getting adulterated milk and all. In the market, we can see that there are a lot of people who are also cheating, who are selling milk on that what you have said. So these people, if they are not authorized, we are not going to take them on board.
Okay. Sir?
How are you going to differentiate yourself? I get the point about marketing and sales. Let's keep the amount aside for a second. How are you, there are people with a lot more bigger budgets who are swamping the market. In fact, even maybe running at a loss for some time, yes, and being loss leaders before trying to make some P&L. How are you going to, the scale that you're at the moment and what you have, how are you going to create that capability to build a sustainable business over a period of time with this sort of competition in the market?
There's a major milk player who was on a platform of our competitor, and what happened is they were giving a lot of concessions on the platform. Like suppose the milk is sold at 56 rupees MRP, they were giving it for 48 or 46. So people who are the consumers, they were buying it on an online platform. So what happened is the retailers who are on the offline shops, they were getting a lot of losses. So these retailers, they complained to their distributors that you remove this product from the platform because we are getting a loss. These retailers have spent 15 to 20 years making the market, and now they are like not getting the money. So the next day, the authorities from the major milk player, they removed the they removed the product from the platform. What happened is they had 50,000 customers on their platform. Next day, they shifted 10,000 customers to other milk brand. That is what is happening. So the retailers, they got an awareness that our data which was there with them, it is at a risk when we give it to them. So that is our strength point, that we do not play with the data. We give them the technology to use it and help them to grow their business. That is what is one plus point which we have.
Dr. Shrikant?
Any idea as to how much a vendor makes in terms of margins per liter of milk?
So it completely depends upon the brand actually. So since we are recently talking with Gokul, so they have margin around 3 rupees per liter. So we'll be charging per customer base after they use the free model from us. So suppose if he has 200 customers, we'll be charging suppose 3 rupees. So 600 rupees only he has to pay per month. That's it.
The milk vendor has to pay or the customer?
Milk vendor,
Vendors.
milk vendor.
We have given an option. If the milk vendor doesn't want to pay, if somebody is having huge amount of customers, like 1500 customers, 2000 customers, so for them 6,000 rupees per month will be a very a high price. So what we are going to do is we are going to give a facility whether he can take the amount from individual customers. So that amount will be added to the bill at the end of the month. Like suppose if the bill is 2,000 rupees for one customer, it will be like 2,003 rupees. So cumulatively he will connect the money and you can.
Now I have a comment for you, which is you have to explore more vendors and understand what their pain point is. This may necessarily not be their pain point because payments and other credit issues that they may be having is not necessarily a pain point, which is already being addressed by other players. So operating that small space, you may want to reconsider what your offering could be and what your value proposition could be.
Yeah. Subrata?
Just to add to that, because I have some hands-on experience, I am on the board of one of the probiotic startup which is with dairy, which works with dairy, and delivery was a major issue. So as you mentioned, you're not providing any logistics, it's just the tech platform, right?
Yes.
So for them, like just as a comment, like I don't think so that's the pain point for the venture I am on board. Because they are doing it very seamlessly, and that's a model that is being used by other A2 milk providers as well as Akshay Kalpa. They're just giving coupons in advance basis, and if I want to avail the service, I just put the coupon in my basket and the milk will be delivered. If not, they won't deliver. But this works in an apartment base in a gated community model. For us, for the venture, the major pain point is really the logistics, where there are enough players, as you mentioned about Doodhwala and Daily Ninja, which is working, is highly competitive, fiercely competitive. So probably you have to think about just on the vendor, like what are the real challenges that as a provider, they are kind of facing, the vendors are facing in a broader market, beyond Mumbai market, more kind of this thing. So that's all, that's a comment that I had.
Thank you, Judy. I'm sure they'll go back to their storyboard to work around, and all the inputs are definitely very, very useful and helpful. Let's look at the scores. Yes, Subrata. 5 again, 6 and 6. All the best to you and do wonderful things. Thank you so much. It definitely mesmerizes all of us that how people can identify problems and find different solutions to it. Well, moving on to our next startup, which is in the space of healthcare. Healthcare is again vast and wide, and there is so much to solve in space of healthcare. Please put your hands together to welcome our next team, Sensemi.
Hello, respected jury members. Actually, I am Dr. Veena S. Chakravarti, representing Sensemi Technologies. I am the co-founder and the CTO of Sensemi Technologies. There is another founder, Mr. Vijay Muktamat, who is on board. And then we have a team of very passionate technologists who have 80 years of cumulative experience, and on average we have around 20 years of experience in our team. We are around 17-member team. See, in the today's environment where we are hearing about coronavirus infecting people, where 3 found positive in India and 60,000 people getting infected, you get a message, and there's obviously a fear in the people's mind, where you get a message from your family doctor saying that your body vitals have suddenly dropped or changed phenomenally, and you need to take this kind of care. So that is phenomenal, is it? Actually, Sensemi Technologies is working on developing such technological platforms which will assess, measure, monitor, and then predictively tell you how your health be. So actually, we have 2 generations of solutions. The first generation of solution is basically the handheld body vital monitoring device, which is very simple, multi-body vital monitoring device. It's a complete ecosystem which has a mobile app, and the entire data health record is stored in the cloud, which is further used with the analytical engines for statistical analysis and predictive healthcare. Second generation solution has a personalized health watch, where we have a US patent on that design, which is design ready. This is manufacturable, and we already have the entire ecosystem working fine, and we have even deployed in a couple of places. Actually, we have a handheld device which is a multi-user for family kind of an environment. And we have a mobile app for user registration and viewing, and we take complete power of the smart phones which we have today. And then we have a cloud platform where we store the health records and for further analytics, to derive further analytics there. And we have various dashboards for doctor intervention and the user viewing as well. User can even generate reports, historic report as well as the instantaneous reports. So the entire platform is ready to go to market. And the problem we see in these technologies is we don't have the health and wellness or illness data as of now. So we are really capturing that data to enable the healthcare providers to give a personalized, customized healthcare, and for the user to manage their health themselves, to with informed about their own vitals. So that is the thing. This is a multi-user. Already our solution is deployed in Assam Rifles, where the Border Security Force personnel's vital data is being monitored and captured. We get the data every day here, and then we get it endorsed by the doctors, and then we are monitoring them. So otherwise, you imagine in those places, the Border Security Force personnel have to come to the base camps for the health checkups. So that problem, and this is extendable to even the personalized healthcare. We have a health watch, and we have filed 4 patents already, and we have 1 US patent granted. So that's about it. And then actually, these are our forecast, what we want to do. Our ask is 3.5 crores for 10% equity, which is negotiable further. And then you can see the number of sales targets we have set in. It is not big, 1,500. This solution can enable multiple business models. One is a device sales. The other one is a subscription-based services for the healthcare providers, especially for rural segment, where you have 1 clinics for serving a huge population. So here we are solving the problem of a healthcare reach, and especially the skewed healthcare facility which is available only in urban cities. So that is what it is. And then these are our forecast for the next couple of things. And the funding which we raise here now, 3.5 crore, will be used for the compliance, marketing, R&D for the next generation. That's the health watch, which is design ready. We want to do the prototype. And then we for marketing and manufacturing 1,500 devices. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Please.
Yeah.
Nice presentation, but I have a question before that. Let's go to the jury members for their questions.
Yes.
Wonderful. But I thought this is a very crowded space. Philips is doing, GE is doing, everyone talks about last mile healthcare reach. I mean,
Yeah, but
that part I didn't get it. I understand you have patent, so you have something which others don't have and others could not copy, respect to that. But I believe it is pretty crowded.
Yes, I would say in the device space, but when it comes to the services, we are already talking to a lot of doctors in North Karnataka region where they have shown a lot of interest, and the 2 doctors are already experimenting our solution. So even the subscription-based service model is really working out, and it's really a very big hope for us.
Services is going to be your
Yeah.
USP, if you will.
Yes. And see, we being from VLSI industry for over 30 years, each of us, 3 of us have served 30 years in VLSI industry, and we know how to miniaturize also. Next would be the growth path would be to have a personalized healthcare space where we already have proven design which has which is tested for feasibility to get into a watch form factor. So with all these capabilities, this can test blood pressure, blood glucose, SpO2, body temperature, and 6-lead ECG. So it's easy to use, and the entire data gets stored as a health record at the back end, and which is visible, which is available for the doctor intervention if, from his dashboard, and which is also available for the user to download it and then share it across. So all this is possible with this solution.
The capture of the data is done by the patient or by the doctor or a medical professional?
So for a medical professional, it can be done by the doctor.
But is it so simple that me, for example, as an individual can capture
Yes,
X
of course, it's
and
very
it will
simple.
not
I
have
can
any
demonstrate
error?
it.
Because did you come down to the model that you just described in this question? Did you come to that model of whether it's North Karnataka or Assam Rifles or going to doctors versus going to a large medical manufacturing company, there are lots of them, I don't want to name any specific one, and distributing it through them? Because what I took away from everything that you said, the real fun to success will be in the scale. Trying to do 200 or 500 is not going to be as much fun as, let's say, doing 10,000 or 500,000 devices, if not a million devices.
Actually Omrons and all, there are a lot of devices where for each of the parameter you need to own one. And here it is integrated one, that's a differentiator. And then this device, actually it's more than the device, it's the service cost. So we provide the entire service where the entire health record is maintained by us. And then your statistical record, your visit-to-visit variability and all will be at a...
So I understood all of that. I think my point is, why go directly to a doctor rather than go to a company who already has distribution channels to all of these doctors and the entire medical community and fraternity?
We would like to explore that route also, but to start with, we are well versed with the North Karnataka region. We have very close connect there.
Okay.
So we are experimenting with that. We have a couple of doctors on our board who are advising us, who are actually sharing their pain points and how the interpretation part of it and all is being guided by the doctors themselves.
Is it an invasive?
Blood glucose is invasive.
Yes,
as
I
of now.
would
Because
imagine that.
our next in the roadmap, if you see, we want to do the complete lab on chip kind of a thing where we want to integrate more and more diagnostic feature into the device. So easy to use device. So the invasive strip based will be advantage. That's why we have maintained that interface.
Correct.
We have retained that interface rather.
So
Otherwise, we would have
whenever you have something which is invasive, you need to have some kind of, especially in geriatric care, you need to have an additional pair of hands to actually administer it. I see a contradiction over here. The contradiction being, one is you're saying that the devices would be sent out to, patients who can use it themselves, and the data gets uploaded on the cloud, and the doctor can be sitting anywhere.
Yes.
But you're also saying that this will also be distributed through the doctors. The doctors will be your distribution points, and they will use it.
Yeah.
Which of this particular segment are you targeting? That's question number one. Question number two is, I see more when it comes to the data which is flowing, as you pointed out in the past two questions, it would be the services that will be your priority, or other services will be your key area. Interpreting the data which is coming through and interpreting and the next action plan in terms of what will be the next medical action plan will be the key strategy. So how are you going to ensure that? And how many times would you, how many times would you monitor the blood glucose levels? Because there will be a severe spike during lunch, and then it will come down, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that?
Yeah, your first question actually is the services model.
Services, yes.
Yeah. So actually, if you see, there are various business cases possible with this. The first one is a device sales, which we are targeting only for urban, but not even now, but remotely in a later point of time. But right now, our focus is on service-based, where we are talking to a lot of doctors in the North Karnataka region. As I said, it is predominantly service model, where the device will be held by the medical practitioners. So, and the patients there who are post-hospitalization and all can subscribe to their service and then keep getting the data, and then they can provide care. So that is one of the model which we are looking at, and this is being experimented in that model actually right now.
My only comment is, observation is probably it's too early stage, because you've been trying to solve too many problems at the same time. Like you are into device, hardware, you got the design patent, you're going into the app, then the predictive analytics part, then intervention, then managing with doctors. So there are too many things, and there are specialized players doing it, because credibility is a very important thing. You mentioned about certain device names, and the big brands, they have certain credibility in terms of calibration that is being done. So I think, yeah, you need to find your kind of your USP spike area, and then kind of focus, and then from there you can provide an end-to-end thing.
Just to answer you, the device is already tested for safety and other requirements, environmental requirement.
Is
the
it
clinical
medically
validation,
calibrated?
it is already done.
Okay.
And clinical validation is in progress due to the formal ethical committee form. That is in progress.
Thank you so much. Thank you, jury. Let's see the scores. That's a 6, a 6, and 8, and 7. Fantastic. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
Yes, with another episode, I will come back with you to introduce more startups, more pitches, more ideas. This is Doordarshan Startup Junction Season 1 in association with Oxys Projects. Do not forget to send your votes to the startups that you like, because it is in the ratio of 40-30-30. 40% comes from our jury, 30% comes within the participants, that is peer rating, and 30% comes from all of your votes. So please send in your votes to our WhatsApp number 94494 76539. See you tomorrow, and good night.